TB&J! TB&J! TB&J!
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the TB&J podcast, the podcast where we review TV and movies and tell you what to watch. With me today in studio is D. How are you, bud?
First introduction.
Whoa, wait, whoa. Hey, what's happening here? Wait a minute. Wait. Hey, no, wait, I don't like this. Wait, there's a new intro and...
Listen, we made it very clear whoever's with me in studio gets top billing. So, second billing today with me is Chris Carroll. How you doing, buddy?
Whoa, wait a minute.
Because I was here last week.
And Troy, how are you, pal?
My name's in the title, my acronyms. But, like, what the fuck is this? I don't like this.
This is the TB&J podcast. Hi, how you doing?
Yeah, and I'm the TB.
Are you a first time caller?
No.
Probably.
I just...
No,
I wasn't ready for any of this.
We're covering What If, which Jeffrey would like to keep it within 59 minutes.
And 59 seconds.
Yeah, what if I got stabbed in the fucking back is what this is.
That usually happens when you turn your back on us.
Oof. Spicy. So, this week we are wrapping up the rest of What If as of this recording.
So far.
We are?
I believe so.
All right, Troy and I are going to dish about number 7 because you...
Yeah, please do. So we're doing episodes 4, 5, and 6. Maybe 7? Troy, did you see 7?
I did see 7.
Perfect. Then we're doing 7.
Because I do my job around here.
So I'm going to be honest with all of you.
So all four of us will cover 4 and 5. The three of us, excluding Jeff, will cover 6, and then those two will cover 7.
So here's the thing, Troy. I started doing my homework for this show, and then I got really bored and just stopped because I didn't care anymore. So 6 and 7 is mostly going to be you and D talking about how great it was because I did not give less of a shit.
About. These are strong episodes.
I mean,
very strong episodes.
Maybe.
D, give him a failing grade.
So I feel like
you're gonna fail. you're gonna get at least a D minus.
D minus. Oh shit.
Why'd you turn into Russell Brand?
You gotta get the clicks. You gotta fool the brains into where it's going to be. Like you gotta it's like a bit like judo. It's like judo.
With Elliot Page.
Do I?
Yeah. He is a good example. They are a good example.
Stumble a little harder, please. Anyway, we wrapped up the rest of What If. I got bored. I stopped watching it most of the way through because these plots, I mean, it seems like someone was just like asking a bunch of high schoolers what they wanted to see in Marvel Comics, and that's what they did, which is fine if that's what you're pandering to, but I didn't. I would have liked something better.
I liked
Jeff,
these ones.
Jeff, have you read a comic?
The best episode of the series is in this batch, and find out in 12 minutes after this.
I'd be more than happy to be proven wrong and shown that these are great episodes. I just didn't get that from watching them, but maybe I'm definitely in the minority.
What was the first episode you watched in this batch?
This would be What If Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands.
Yeah, and if you weren't like into anything about this at all, are you serious?
I was, and that's fine, but
that was
zombies.
A dope episode.
What the fuck are you doing with zombies, man?
Well, zombies are fun. And
then what if Killmonger rescued Tony Stark?
I like
okay,
that. I like that.
I didn't care for it. I got bored. I'm sorry. And that's definitely just me because I'm the weird one here, but we'll see what happens.
All right.
I do think 6 was the weakest of 4, 5, and 6. Can't speak to 7.
Real quick, I will go through the plots and then we can highlight some notes.
Just our first-time caller want to weigh in?
Oh yeah, our first long-time listener, first-time caller, Troy. What do you have to say about it, pal?
Troy, is that how you pronounce it?
I like.
Yeah, is it Troy?
No,
Troy?
no, actually, it's Troy.
Troy.
And
how's it feel to be for this to be your last time on the podcast?
That's a good question.
Honestly, I mean, I don't know. I like the other guy that you used to have on this podcast, and I think that I'll be, I think that he does a better job than I do.
We gave you your opportunity to say your piece, and this is how you're using it. So go on with the recap, I guess. We just won't know how Troy feels about it.
I really liked 5 and 6. I liked 4, but I have some. I think it's the one that works the worst in universe, and then 7, if we're covering it, I don't know, is the one that I would have said was the weakest.
We can definitely cover it. It's just Chris and I didn't see it, but I don't care to see it, so we're not missing much.
Wait, listen. I think that 7 is the most legitimately fun.
Sure.
Of all of them. I think that what is it? The zombie one is 5.
It's
Zombies
Strange,
5,
Zombies,
and then Tony Stark is 6.
One, yeah. So the best one is the 4. Is Strange. I would say the Killmonger one is second best, and then Zombies, and then that. So I guess I'd say that 7 is not my favorite either, but it actually makes it kind of is the best like episode where it feels like this is a show and not this is like an anthology. It feels like this is a show now, and it has like I can agree with that. Like a standard show, and I think my whole thing was it felt like it was the one where the least amount of stuff was revealed. It was kind of just like, yeah, Captain Marvel is stronger than Thor, and that was like on this is that I think you get a big expansion of the world, and if we're leaning towards some kind of combination of that, there's a lot of versions or variants of these characters that you have to take into account or that you might want. So if they're introducing like a lot of the space Ragnarok, Guardians of the Galaxy characters via this world, and they're going to do some kind of combination, maybe that's the world that you're dealing with. Like, we got a lot of, like, S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, what if, like, okay, wherever this what-if parallel universe version is going to take place, maybe they're parallel universe jumping, but maybe, like, a lot of it's taking place, like, on this world where there's an Agent Hill, and you're kind of introduced, like, this is the 0 episode of that, where it's just, like, you're getting, like, the fact that,
here's Big Blue Loki.
Yeah, you have a different Loki. It looks like this is the Thor they're probably going with. So you have like a young Thor that still has to earn his worthiness in some way. Like, I think they're introducing the characters through that, and you're gonna get like maybe a Killmonger from his universe. So you have or the Pepper Potts version or the Black Panther's sister.
Yes.
I think you're gonna get like those versions of the characters.
Sure.
I think you are kind of, in hindsight, probably seen more in these episodes than is meets the eye, but definitely I want to talk about Doctor Strange because that is by far, I think, the best one.
Yeah. So let's dive into the plot of the Doctor Strange episode, shall we? So, after successfully completing a rare hemispherectomy, surgeon Doctor Strange and his girlfriend Dr. Palmer drive to a celebration party in his honor. However, they get into a car crash that kills Palmer. A grieving Strange seeks out answers in Kamartaj, where he becomes a master of the mystic arts. While studying the Eye of Agamotto, Strange learns that it can manipulate time, but is warned by the Ancient One and Wong not to do so, as it could damage the fabric of reality. 2 years after Palmer's death, Strange returns to that night using the Eye, but is unable to save her no matter how he alters events. The Ancient One explains that averting Palmer's death would mean he never became a sorcerer, creating a universe-destroying paradox. Strange refuses to listen, though, and uses the Eye to escape to the lost library of Cagliostro? Jesus, there's a lot of stupid words in this thing.
That's Doctor Strange.
Where he meets librarian
I don't
Obeng.
like this commentary, narrator.
Yeah, thanks. And learns that he can gain the power to save Palmer by absorbing magical beings. After centuries of absorbing magical beings, Strange is told by a dying Obeng that he is still not powerful enough because he is only half of himself. When Strange escaped from the Ancient One, she used the power of the Dark Dimension to split him into 2 alternate versions, with one Strange studying the books of the library to become an evil version dubbed Strange Supreme, and a good version accepting Palmer's death. The Ancient One believes the latter Strange can defeat Strange Supreme, which sounds ridiculous. After a battle between the two, Strange Supreme overpowers the good Strange and absorbs him. Strange Supreme uses his enhanced powers to reverse Palmer's death, but she's repulsed by his monstrous appearance. Big fucking whoop. As the paradox begins tearing reality apart and his surroundings
Why do you hate fun so much?
Jesus, big fucking whoop. You fucking whoop, like, oh, big whoop, like what?
Not big
I guess
whoop,
You're
I
just
meant-
that used to hentai? Like,
It's pronounced hentai, and it's
whatever, exactly.
That's how you see us do it.
and no, it's like big surprise. Like that's the thing that happens with all
hey.
villains.
If hentai is good enough for Samuel L. Jackson, it's good enough for anybody.
Yeah, motherfucker. Strange begs the Watcher for help. The Watcher refuses to interfere, and the universe is destroyed. While Strange preserves a small pocket of it, Palmer disintegrates, leaving Strange to grieve alone. Which, okay, I didn't hate this episode. I didn't. But it was very predictable. And that's kind of all I really have to say about it. It was I knew where it was going, but it was a nice ride.
Yeah, but I like the kids watch this on Disney Channel.
Yeah, and they
I
watch
like
the
that they were
world
like,
end.
"Whoa, it's over. Like I love that like
Yeah,
kids have
and
that
then- and
moment,
then
I
it
love
was
that
especially-
a little bit of them died
It w-
inside that day.
It was especially when the credits. It was especially when the credits said in big bold white letters, "You die too," and that was kind of fucked up. I thought, but
So all right, no one's gonna even react to it and say, all right, no, I found that
No,
that
no.
was too dark for you guys.
No, it was
Sorry,
fine. It was
I
just
get it.
I
Too dark
enjoyed-
for us. We're adults. We're not children.
I was saying stuff.
I was talking
Debatable.
About okay, whatever. No, but okay, no. It was. I thought it was. First of all, the voice acting of this is probably the best voice acting of the whole thing because Cumberbatch knows how to.
Yeah, Cumberbatch knows how to
voices,
do a job.
and-
Rachel
and-
McAdams comes back as Palmer, Benedict Wong as Wong, Tilda Swinton as the Ancient One. Like, there's some good fucking
Like,
actors in here.
Here's the thing, and I think this is an interesting thing about the voice acting. Like, and this is why it's not like. This is why it's interesting that like an actor at this prime can still do this kind of stuff because it's a totally different mentality to do voice acting than it is to do like acting in front of a camera where your face is visible because when you like basically in voiceover you have to go big, right? Like
Yeah.
You have to put all the emotion in your
In the-
inflection, in your
right.
voice, because you
And-
can't do it through facial
right.
features.
So Cumberbatch can clearly do like the way he sounds as Strange is very like signature Strange, but like it's not how he did him in the any live action version. It's very much so like almost like a parody of itself, where he has these like weird kind of inflections, but it sounds so natural because you just hear his voice. So but it's interesting how that translates, and it's interesting I think how much they get these characters to look like the people, but not quite exactly. Like they're
speaking of
so
that-
perfectly close.
Did
to the
Doctor
act-
Strange look ever so slightly uncanny valley?
Right.
He looks like a bit too much like Benedict Cumberbatch.
Well,
And
it's
it's
clearly
just-
illegal.
Well, Benedict Cumberbatch looks like Uncanny Valley. He's just a man
That's
whose
true.
face doesn't
That's fair.
exist.
That's fair. It's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Hey, still rather look at him than Jason Momoa.
some cool parts.
I mean,
about this,
yeah, that's true. That's true. He sucks. But
some cool parts about this movie is that or this episode is that you get the first of all all the demons that he's like sucking in is pretty dope. I like the animation that goes through on this. I like the gnome.
So much sucking.
So much sucking, you just think this all sucks.
No, I was going for like a sex thing. Sucking.
Oh.
Not sucking.
no,
as in,
we
like, it
understand,
sucked.
Jeff. We understand what you
Yeah,
think.
okay.
You've been very clear
He gave the hentai demons
that
the
you
good
think
stuff.
that you Jeff actually sent us
Enter.
a message beforehand saying that if you enjoy anything Marvel, you suck as a person. I heard
wow,
that.
that's so weird.
Yeah, it was weird of him.
You
to
guys are
say.
shitting on me real hard today. I don't understand it.
Troy's jumping ship. He's like, oh, you hit him now.
Aim the guns at someone else.
Come on, he's the dork now, guys. Anywho.
He's up there, buddy. You're still the dork.
So yeah. So this is I thought this was a solid outing, and it was like, oh shit. And the fact that this character's coming back and that he's gonna, like, you clearly set up a redemptive arc, and I do think it's gonna be hard to look at these as like anything else but origin stories for these characters. So you think of it less as like this, oh my god, it was just like the first act of their movies. So like, maybe episode 6 does this a little different, but to be honest, I thought the zombie episode, if we're done with this episode, I suppose,
Well, I have some opinions on this one.
Okay, what do you
that
wanna say?
that are not super glowing. That I would love to hear
Okay.
you change my mind on, because I do like this episode a lot. One, they kept talking about Christine's death being a set point in the timeline, but she doesn't die in the original Doctor Strange movie.
Correct, Amundo.
And then two, he time travels a bunch,
yeah.
but it works completely opposite the way that Endgame Endgame says
Right.
it works.
So it seems like, if I can understand it, if I understand it correctly, because there's different like terminology, because a lot of the time stuff that you're probably thinking of actually comes from Loki. There's some time stuff. There's definitely some time stuff in Infinity War, but how that now I think is, I would say that Loki probably supersedes that at this stage. But let me put it this way: I think the idea is that they used different language. They said this was like a focal, I forget exactly what the name was.
Absolute point.
An absolute point, right? And they talk about like different terminology in I guess Endgame, where they talk about like these. Or no, it's Loki, where they have like
Miss Minutes, the TVA.
Yeah, Miss Minutes. What do they say? That they have to prune something because of a
Prune the timeline.
because it has a variant or like
Nexus event.
Nexus event.
So Nexus. So
That was the word we were
Nexus
looking for.
events. That was in WandaVision. Now we have this absolute point, right?
They're throwing a lot of vocabulary words
And I
around.
think that what you're looking at is like there's a contained kind of like the multiverse is kind of like threads in a sewing needle, like there's twine amongst twine. So like it may be an absolute point within like a small section of the multiverse, and like it's an absolute point in that portion, and that's why the rest of all these other universes aren't ending when this one does.
Oh, I
Okay.
see.
So I think that's kind of the concept, is that like this select or pocket universe is ended, but like other universes clearly exist without of that, and that's where this guy's gonna I would assume save himself to,
Sure.
where he's gonna exist again, and somehow this leads to Ultravision.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, and then I had that thought, and then the one super positive thing I had to say about this, my most glowing thing of this episode, is I'm so glad that we fucking got a wizard fight that wasn't just two people shooting a beam at each other for 5 minutes and then one
Yeah.
wins.
The fight was cool.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
The fight was real cool.
They actually do like different magic things. They don't just
Right.
shoot a beam and then one pushes and then one pushes a
And
little
I
harder.
liked the animation of the spells and runes that were on his face that he was clearly shattering. That was like easy visual storytelling to be
Yep.
like, how that worked. And then he's basically
Yeah,
just
it's a
beating
wizard
his-
fight with rules, which isn't a thing that ever happens.
And Cape has been great through this entire series.
Yeah, actually.
Cape is like the magic card.
But Cape dies.
Yeah, he gets ripped apart
Yeah,
again.
he burns up.
I felt pretty bad about
It's-
Cape dying,
Yeah,
actually.
100%.
I felt pretty
Oh, right.
sad.
He's dark. It saved him too.
Yeah, there was these. I don't know. The my biggest problem with this series, I guess, is that it is an anthology. Which I mean,
I think you're gonna look back at these episodes and they're not, and you're gonna realize, oh, it's not an anthology.
maybe it's not an anthology.
But you are no. I think Doctor Strange more or less proved, because you had that same Hydra monster kind of coming through, and you're clearly getting these characters mixed up at some point, and you're clearly getting the Watcher kind of close. So like, I just think you're being introduced to each character's set individually, and it's gonna be, as the multiverse of madness kind of plays out, these guys are gonna be fighting for their lives, because USU the Watcher is gonna need to. He's losing control. Like he's
Yeah.
starting. So that's I think that the biggest culmination is what we see at the end of the last episode. So I mean,
What if the last
yeah.
episode is Endgame 2 Electric Boogaloo, where all the characters from What If come together?
Well, yeah.
Oof.
100%.
Well, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? But that
And they
that'll
fight
Not that
zombie
Jeff
things.
would- not-
Who lifts
Yeah, not that Jeff
Mjolnir?
would watch.
Who lifts Mjolnir instead of Captain America?
Cape.
It's got to be Captain Carter then, right?
Cape is
The
your
Cape-
correct
oh, shit.
answer. Cape is the correct answer.
So so that'll wrap up episode 4. It was good. I'm just a jaded prick, apparently, according to the other 3 members of this podcast, and I don't like
Couldn't
fun.
have said it better myself.
Speaking of fun,
Yeah, you
so
suck.
episode 5 was "What if zombies?" Exclamation point question mark.
Yeah.
So apparently that's a thing. So really, just fucking quickly as I can.
Well, this is the one that they felt that it was like they were obligated to do at some
They
point.
weren't obligated to do anything. They're Marvel. They can do whatever the fuck they want, and they chose to go.
No,
with the
that
lowest
makes them
common
more
denominator?
obligated, honestly.
No, it
No,
doesn't.
because it's like they're it's like their most
completely
famous.
disagree. They could have done a million different things, and they went with the lowest common denominator of zombies.
Yeah, I mean, so I think they're setting up different zombies in the future. I think the zombies in this universe seem to be more of a one point of a plot thread. Like I do think like the zombie virus, which apparently starts in the
quantum realm.
in the quantum realm, has to do with something that Ultron's done, right? Like or Ultron.
I like that we've got like two episodes now where Hank Pym fucks up everything.
Yeah, he's the worst, man.
This is really the fuck Hank Pym
Are you saying
series.
old white men ruin the world?
Well, I didn't
just
say it
Michael
out
Douglas.
loud.
Michael Douglas.
Just kidding. I love you,
mean,
Michael Douglas. If
yeah,
you're a listener, please call in. I'd love to have you over and wine and dine you.
How dare you talk to me? How dare you?
This is a pretty good Michael Douglas. Fuck.
How dare you?
That's a pretty good Michael
That's the
Douglas.
first time I've tried.
That was pretty good.
Going on memory.
So real
If
quick,
you refine it, if you refine it a little bit more, then we're just not going to know that you didn't leave the room and Michael Douglas took over.
What are some of his famous lines? Does he have famous lines?
I don't know.
All right, I'll do some homework.
Yeah, do some homework, like I
Okay,
did.
do.
so in this episode, beyond that, I do think that like this will be revealed to be like something that kind of sets these things off, and it's something that maybe our what if Avengers need to deal with, right? Is like maybe
I
the
hope
zombie
so.
thing, and I think they may put off the true Marvel zombies off to another time. And the reason I say that is because the true Marvel zombies are actually a very interesting series generated by Robert Kirkman, actually,
Oh.
where they literally they took the premise of like what if like Marvel had zombies, and they made their own little mini series that was supposed to be like, I guess, a joke, but they did a pretty cool job of it. That it was that basically, but the difference was that you were different with dealing with a very different zombie virus, where they did become decaying zombies and stuff, but they retained their intelligence and superpowers, and they just literally took over the world very quickly because of this. And they soon realized that they need to go to other universes because they're going to eat everything. And they basically become an actual threat in the real Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Because so this is where you get and you get like a lot of very intriguing stories with characters like Spider-Man, who's a zombie, who turned his family and killed his family, and then has like a deep regret over it, and is constantly kind of playing two sides of it's like this really weird like dynamic, and it sounds insane but somehow works. And then when they start to institute, they started joining some of their multiverses together, because like the ultimate Fantastic Four, which is another pocket universe, makes contact with what we initially believed to be the 616, like the classic Marvel comic universe, and it turns out that it's the zombie-verse tricking them into meeting them so they can attack. And it's like oh, what the fuck. And it is kind of like horrifying, because you got some crazy art that really does it kind of it feels kind of
Yeah,
Robert
the
Kirkman,
one
Walking
criticism
Dead-y at its best.
the
And
one
you're like,
criticism
shit,
that I've
wow.
heard, the one main criticism I've heard about this episode that I don't necessarily think is a killer for me
is that they use
is
them.
No, it's that is that basically there's like because it's a TV show on Disney Plus, they couldn't do like gory Marvel zombies.
Yeah.
And there's
True.
like a little bit, but they didn't like Marvel
True.
zombies is grotesque.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. Like that is kind of the thing. But I don't.
It didn't
know.
bother
I think
me,
they're gonna-
but
think
that's
they're
what I've heard
gonna-
other people.
They're gonna dip their feet into those type of things slowly, and they're gonna test the waters and kind of slowly dole that stuff out so that it's very piece by piece. So like in this this zombie episode isn't, or I guess it was it was the other episode where Hulk explodes.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
episode
Or
3.
something, yeah. So yeah, in this one, you also get a big Hulk fight with that and Wanda. I don't know. I thought these were cool.
Zonda, zombie Wanda.
This is the canonical.
Oh, I referred to her as Scarlet Zombie.
the first MCU canonical reference to Uncle Ben.
Really?
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I didn't even think about that. He doesn't ever say it in any of the movies.
He never says it. The only other reference was in Far From Home. He takes a suitcase that has BP or BRP, or forget it's his initials.
The
but
oil
it's not
company.
explicit. Like they never mention Uncle Ben specifically. It's just kind of
Interesting.
implied that it's his. Yes, but this is the first official, I guess, reference to him having an Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they always glossed over it. The only other things they said, he actually, I don't even forget. They've also not said power and responsibility specifically. The only thing they said
they
was
sort of alluded to it in Civil War.
they did. They said when the bad things happen, and you have the power to stop it, and you don't, that's on you.
They should wait
just
until
explaining power and responsibility.
they should let Toby say it in the next Spider-Man movie.
Right.
Yeah, maybe that'll be the big reveal and how they wrap everything up into the Marvel universe, but we will see, because I don't think Toby's been officially confirmed yet for the next movie, has he? And he
Yeah,
hasn't said
but-
anything.
Yeah, but
I know it's
They're
but
all-
especially
the
with
internet's worked itself up into a tizzy about it.
I firmly believe that Tom Holland might have to fight with Willem Dafoe and Alfred Molina, but I don't think the other two are joining him in this one. I think that's going to be like maybe an after credit scene where they show up or something. I don't think they're big parts of this movie, but that's not what we're here to talk about.
I think they should just have an after credit scene where they just do the pointing thing.
That-
And then just be
yeah.
done with it.
Yeah,
be
just
done with
be
it.
done with it. Anyway,
You mean like they did in Spider-Verse already?
yeah, it's
Yes,
just Spider-Verse
yes,
again.
Just keep doing it until
this
give this.
And then
please what they
Spider-Verse
want.
points at No Way Home,
I
the
think-
movie.
I think Troy's biggest complaint with this episode, the zombies episode, is kind of similar to why I couldn't get into it, in that I've been exposed to so many zombies at this point, and they've all gone a certain way, like Romero zombies, Left 4 Dead zombies, Kirkman zombies. I expect
I like to think that you've just survived a bunch of zombie attacks.
maybe I have, who knows?
Just explaining your past
But like
history.
when I see zombies, I expect a certain level of darkness and violence, and I didn't get that from this show. Not to say that that's a point against it necessarily, but it did like set up certain expectations, and it didn't quite deliver. That being said, the
Wow, it sounds like you think like you're complaining that zombies don't suck your dick.
I will say zombie Thanos at the end with his gauntlet was. I've always said Thanos until y'all fucking told me it's Thanos. So whatever.
I've never heard you refer to it as Thanos.
Thanos?
The hate is
Thanos, the
God damn
the
it, I was
Thanos
like saying it.
anus.
But no, the zombie Thanos
Famous
with his
Thanos anus.
the zombie Thanos with all of the gems in the gauntlet except for the Mind Stone that Parker has. Like, I was like, oh well, this might actually be kind of cool, but it cuts before there's any like sort of payoff to that. So I would like to see a part 2 of this. Until then, this is going to go firmly in the meh to bad pile for me. I did not thoroughly enjoy it. It just seemed it seemed like Marvel was just trying to be like, hey, everybody likes zombies, right? Well, put them in our fucking show.
Well,
No, what they really did is they said, "Hey, you like our Marvel comic zombies that already exist? We'll do it in the show," which is kind of what the MCU is.
Yeah.
Eh. was not a big fan of that. If you're gonna give me zombies, then give me like full proper zombies. Don't half-ass it. I felt like this was half-ass zombies.
You're a half-ass zombie.
I hope so.
Now,
I hope I'm not
okay,
undead.
but what do you think about
Jeff-
Paul Redhead?
Sorry, top billing was talking. What's up, D?
Oh, no worries.
Wait a minute.
No, let's hear what he has to say. All right, first time caller.
But but Jeff, what was your opinion though of Paul Rudd?
Paul Redhead
And
was
Cape.
fine.
And Cape.
Okay.
And Cape?
I didn't. It
Don't
wasn't
ever
like.
forget Cape. He's the new cake.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cake?
Can Cape become a zombie?
Who knows, man?
That's a good question.
Zombie
It's a good
Cape.
question. He is magic.
I mean, he is sentient. It seems.
It does
Yeah.
seem like he
Would
is
he
Would
just
he
become
doesn't
like
have a
duller
brain, though.
red?
No, it's not like. It doesn't consume anything in the first place.
Who knows?
The better question is can Cape turn anybody into a zombie?
Yeah.
Does Cape have a limbic system? Because that's what they mentioned. Is
I mean,
actually
Vision can't
getting
be
attacked.
a zombie.
It does seem like an
Yeah.
interesting thing because it always leaves somebody alive in the zombie apocalypse, where it's just like someone can go on and he can like lassie the rest of the heroes back to them. Like, just mime. There's like trying to spell himself out like Z-O. I would like to see a charades like lassie scene with Cape, right? Do you know what I'm talking
What's
about?
it spelling? Zoom? Is it trying to get us to join a Zoom
I'm
call?
not
What
doing
is it?
Like, no, I don't want to hear it. No, zombie. No, it's not with the. What the heck? Yeah, it just keeps going on. Yes, there's a lot of possibilities for that. I think.
Yes. Sure.
That
The
I'm gonna make Jeff watch.
the cloak was fine. The cloak of levitation is fine.
cloak was fine.
Sure.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Apparently, I'm the asshole in this episode, where Chris was the
Yeah,
asshole in the last episode.
who hurt your childlike wonder?
Nobody did. I just expected more from
Was
this.
it Jafar?
Oh, that damage is self-inflicted.
It was Jafar, wasn't it?
Aladdin 4, Jafar needs
It was
glasses.
the parrot.
Oh, Iago?
Gilbert Godfrey.
Gilbert Godfrey.
All right. Before this
parrot in the movie.
before this gets completely off the rails, let's get to apparently Troy's favorite. What if Killmonger rescued Tony Stark?
It's a bomb episode.
Apparently, it was a bomb episode. I turned it off halfway.
I just like Killmonger.
I don't. I'm
I do
amazed that
think
you guys
Killmonger's an interesting character.
don't like Dragon Ball Z. Like, why don't you like? What did Dragon Ball Z do to you?
I've never been a big fan of.
You're bad people.
That's fine.
No one Dragon Ball.
I grew up watting Dragon Ball Z.
My
yeah.
fiance
Dude,
loves
you-
Dragon
did
Ball.
You know that his outfit is just Vegeta, right?
I recognize
have-
it, yeah, but I didn't.
I
Like,
have the Dragon Ball fighting game. Does that count?
I have a pair of Dragon Balls.
Vegeta's in it.
It does. It only matters if you've seen a Vegeta.
I have seen a
like
Vegeta.
few.
I have seen a Vegeta.
Cena Vegeta sounds like an awesome Bond character.
Yeah, it does.
Cena Vegeta.
She's the Bond girl in No Time to Die.
What's your name? Cena Vegeta. Wait, Vegeta. Cena Vegeta.
Oh my god.
I got it. Okay, so
Right there with Pussy
are
Galore.
that is one of the greatest names ever.
Absolutely.
Yeah, much like Busta Rhymes, who had rhymes galore. Anyway.
All right, so what if Killmonger rescued Tony Stark? So I will go over the plot for this real quick. So, in Afghanistan, Tony Stark is ambushed by the Ten Rings, but is saved by Eric Killmonger Stevens. They return to Stark Industries, where Killmonger exposes Obadiah Stane's involvement in the
Question:
ambush.
do you think that Disney promoted the Afghanistan situation with Biden? They pulled Biden's hand to make this happen, to make Afghanistan relevant again. So this what if episode.
So
got
this
more play.
episode would get better ratings.
I am not going to dignify that with a response.
It is Disney. They have the money to do that.
Here's you guys want to see like an actual.
They can pull Biden strings.
D was talking and my brain just went. I had no idea what he was talking about. So, Killmonger exposes Obadiah Stane's involvement in the ambush before helping Stark build a humanoid combat drone using vibranium. Needing more vibranium to create a drone army, they arrange for James Rhodes to purchase it from Ulysses Clow. At Killmonger's behest, Thank you, D, for the Transformer. Clow leaks word of the transaction to Wakanda to lure in T'Challa. Killmonger kills both T'Challa and Rhodes, staging it to look as if they killed each other. Stark confronts Killmonger, but Killmonger kills him and makes it look like a Wakandan attack. Killmonger then kills Clow and reunites with his family in Wakanda. Thaddeus Ross sends the drone army to attack Wakanda. But Killmonger helps the Wakandans stop them. Afterward, they make Killmonger the new Black Panther. As the United States prepares to eradicate Wakanda, T'Challa's sister Shuri visits Stark assistant Pepper Potts, who is suspicious of Killmonger and proposes an alliance to stop him. So, this episode played like, what if Killmonger just rescued Tony Stark and then could like pull all of these weird strings in the background, and I didn't understand why he would do any of these things except to do them.
I think he just got. I think
Have
the
you
idea is that he
watched
got his
Black
plan
Panther?
done early. Yeah, have you seen Black Panther?
I have.
Okay, so I'm just feeling like, okay, it's more asking like, what if Killmonger was kind of a little ahead of his game than he was? Because if he's a couple years earlier at kind of getting enough action and shit and getting enough contacts and however he's kind of building his plans, he got ahead of the game and manages to get in tight with Tony Stark, and this goes a whole different way, right? Like he's able to kind of basically, ride Tony Stark's what would have been hero rise in the way that he eventually does it to Black Panther, right? He kind of comes along when that guy is just rising, right, as King.
Also,
T'Challa, and that's kind of the transfer. Like, what if he's a few years older, or what if he's just there earlier, more established?
And I also point out that Ulysses S. Claw
you mean?
is worse than Thanos.
Claw.
It's Claw.
Well, it's literally Klaw or something like. Is that it?
Oh,
Or do
is
they
it?
spell
Yeah,
it
no, that-
AUE. I think.
AUE.
Clow.
Yeah.
Claw.
Yeah, it's Claw.
It's Claw. Okay.
He has a claw.
Yeah, he has.
Cool.
That's his whole thing. Is he
Remember Black
fights
Panther
Inspector
when he had
Gadget?
the claw.
No, I
And,
don't.
like he gets his arm ripped off in Age of Ultron, and then eventually he has like a black. It's like a fake arm, and
I
he
have
blasts things
no
with it.
idea what you're talking about.
He's
This
a
is
bad
the
guy.
most tired I've ever heard Jeff.
Wow, Jeff is a
I'm
borderline.
fully awake. I'm not like.
Yeah.
No, I understand that.
Okay, so you're just a
It's your
bad
podcast,
person.
man. Just bring some energy. That's all I'm saying.
I don't. I.
Like, bring some fire. Like, do you like?
At least when,
Tell a
John
joke right now.
Howard.
Tell a joke.
At least when I hated something, I brought energy.
Seriously, he took hate notes.
What
Where's
did
your
you
hate
bring
notes,
to the
Jeff?
table, Jeff? Nothing, because you're
So-
nothing.
Here's the
Whoa,
thing.
whoa,
and-
wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute.
award
Now
Chris
I'm
700
wait,
Mandalorian
now-
points.
now I'm now I'm backing off a little bit. That was a little mean. You're really going at him now.
Here's what I
You're
can
next on
tell
the
you.
plate, Troy.
Here's how my brain works. If I do not like something, or if I'm not fully on board, my brain will shut down and not pay a single lick of attention. My former high school teachers can attest to that based on my grades they gave me. I just
Too bad we don't have
straight
any
up-
here.
Yeah, too bad I don't know how to contact any of those motherfuckers. Stupid fucking
It's
people.
a shame that they all died
Stupid
in that
posted
weird,
emails.
tragic accident.
That weird tragic
Stupid
accident.
publicly available emails that are always available.
Yeah.
Seriously, guys, send your old teacher a thank you.
Yeah, don't do that. No, but if I don't care about something, my brain physically won't.
asshole.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, asshole. Now I've got college debt and no idea what I'm doing with my life. Thanks a ton.
You do not have college
I do
debt.
not have college debt yet. Still don't know what I'm doing with my life, though. Anyway, not the point.
It's okay. You'll get there.
I don't have the capacity to pay attention to things I don't care about. It's not physically in my DNA. I don't know why that is, but if I stop caring
It's called
about it,
ADHD.
well, yes, but also it just like doesn't exist anymore if I don't care about it. So you guys might
That's
not
called
believe
object
this.
permanence.
You might not believe this, but I'm. That's true. I'm trying
Just
very
little
hard.
baby man.
I'm trying very, very hard to provide content to this podcast. I just don't have anything. The well is dry. I'm very sorry.
This is why you need hate notes.
Hate notes.
But if I hate it, I don't pay attention.
No, you
Well-
gotta use that hate. You gotta
discipline.
You gotta get spiteful, Jeff.
That's
I think Chris is trying to turn Jeff to the dark
I
side.
was literally
Yeah.
gonna say Chris is trying to turn me to the dark side here.
Chris is the spy.
Oh no.
Troy, tell me why Killmonger is the best and why this
I
is the
don't have
greatest
to win.
episode.
Jeff just has
And
to
go.
lose.
So this is the one where D's right where it was like, this is the episode where it's just, it says what if he saved Tony Stark. It's really just what if he invaded Wakanda with Stark technology and Black Panther.
What if we had written Killmonger to be a better villain in Black Panther?
No, you're wrong. He's the best villain in the series. He's better than Thanos.
Well, I think what actually happens is that he prevents the Iron Man impetus of happening, right? So, like, imagine the fact that, like, if you don't get this, what else are you not getting? I mean, I guess you're still going to get Thor eventually, maybe. I
Yeah.
guess.
Probably.
You probably find Captain America.
You get an event.
You get Loki attacking. You don't get him finishing it. Do they nuke New York? Do they mess it up?
That's another good question. Fuck.
Ultron doesn't get made.
T'Challa?
Right, Ultron doesn't get made, but maybe the Mind Stone still finds a way to make
Neither
Vision.
does Vision.
Right.
Oh,
so
that's also
like,
true.
so that's when you maybe get like Vision creating Ultron and like this reverse kind of like. So I do think like I think what we're looking at is like they're establishing worlds that are kind of deep and dense, and they're giving you a couple of them to draw from. And I think there's a reason that they're showing us like some of the other things like the Shuri and Pepper Potts scene, the Peter Quill and Ego scene. Like I think there's a reason why you're seeing those end shots where these things are happening, and we're seeing like, oh, there's more to. We're gonna see other like.
Are we going to
of
get a
these-
season 2, which is going to continue
100%.
these stories?
Yeah.
Why not?
I think you're gonna see that by the end of the
Well,
series.
I think why not is because they're using a lot of the original actors, and that's going to be very expensive.
No, I think they
Again,
have
it's
him
Disney.
for a while, and they're not using a lot of the actors. I think a lot of them are just doing good jobs of covering it, but they're using a lot of people for guest spots and stuff. Thor's still doing it, but he's still under contract. Like,
There were still like according to the cast list, it's a lot of the same people.
and a lot
Michael
of
B.
them-
Jordan is
a lot
back.
Of them want to. They get together with their friends for a day and they hang out with like
Yeah,
different buddies.
My super short condensed answer to that is I also just love Michael B. Jordan, and Killmonger's my favorite villain.
Yeah,
in the
he's
MCU.
really good. Like, I think he has some work to do with voice acting.
He made me give a shit about Space Jam 2 for 15 seconds,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
and that's a hard feat to do.
you
That
guys haven't
movie's
seen Creed or
fucking
Creed
that
2,
movie
just go
fucking
watch
blows.
Yeah, go see
I've seen Creed. I
too.
haven't seen 2 yet.
Also, I do have one note,
Yeah.
one very positive note about this episode. This is the last time we will ever hear Chadwick Boseman doing T'Challa.
Oh.
And that
Are you
is-
sure there's not one more?
I don't think he has another spot in What If. I think this is it.
I think he had 3 more. He had 3 things, and one of them was zombies.
Yeah. So I think this is the last time we hear Chadwick Boseman,
thought he had
which was
another
very bittersweet to hear, and I did actually enjoy that part.
Yeah, that's. I mean, he's. Yeah, and it's brutal, and he still has this. I love seeing him in the afterlife. Like that's a really cool scene in here. Even though you probably turned it off before that, I guess. Yeah, Jeffrey. There's a point where he says, because if you saw Black Panther, you'd understand it. Like when they become the Black Panther, they drink the potion, and then
Right.
they kind of go to their afterlife, and you see him come out as one of the Panthers, and he sees him, and he's like, you'll get your comeuppance. He's like, yeah, whatever. And he's like, if not in your world, then in this one. And it's such a fucking badass line to be like,
yeah.
dude, you're fucking fucked one way or another. You fucked everybody over. You're going to get it here. Like, what are you going to do? Fight the tree
My
panthers?
ghost ass will beat the shit out of you.
Like, you are so done. You don't know how any of this works.
No.
Do you know how many
never
Black
gonna
Panthers there've been?
There's so many. They're so pissed.
I'll also say that
And you're a ghost. You don't die again. You just get your ass beat for eternity.
Africa,
Yeah.
Africa's been around a long time, motherfucker.
I also like seeing the bad guys win every once in a while. It is kind of a refreshing
and
take.
I think that's where they get to really play here. You're going to see like the dark version of Doctor Strange. You're going to hear the dark version of.
Right, Doctor Strange, the whole universe ended in his world, and then we have Killmonger basically ruling all of Wakanda. and the zombie infection killing just about everybody, and now Parker has the cure, but he has to beat Thanos.
Yeah, what you get out of these types of things is there's that old saying of like if a bad guy goes good, their power level decreases like 70%, and if a good guy goes bad, their power level like increases by like 100%.
Yeah.
Like so you get Michael Douglas, and I lost it. I don't have I can't channel his voice. No.
No, it's fine.
No.
You don't have to. Probably best. If
No,
you
you
don't.
do have to. You kind of have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't.
Michael, we have to understand. We have to think of a plan that actually makes sense.
Scott, stay away from my daughter.
Scott, stay away. I know how to punch.
It got better. It started off kind of
it's
rocky,
hard,
and it
it's
got
hard.
better along the way.
I gotta hear him say something.
We'll give you some homework, Dave. Don't worry about it.
We'll get him on the podcast next week.
Right. So like but his power level he literally kills all the Avengers as soon as he goes back.
Yeah.
Like all these powers, and Thanos is just like getting beat up by his own dudes, when he's a good guy, and it's just So I think it's cool. You get like Vision. You're kind of getting the best of both worlds. You're getting Ultra Vision.
Yeah,
Vision.
that's true.
That's always a tough cookie.
That's at the end of the last episode here. We have Evil Vision. But yeah, it is interesting to see that, like, I wonder if that's like a conscious...
I like that White Vision's out there somewhere just being like, see, I'm not evil.
Yeah,
See?
right?
There's way worse than me.
Yeah.
Let's not whitewash him.
I wonder
And everybody
if
starts
it's,
throwing tomatoes.
I wonder if it's a thing.
They show up so well in White Vision.
Yeah.
It's gonna stain, guys.
Oh,
it's
come
gonna
on.
stain.
Man, those tomatoes, that doesn't come out too easy in the wash. But no, I wonder if it's like a thing, like an Uncle Ben thing,
What
like
all stains?
with great
the
power-
Tomatoes persevering.
hilarious. Oh my god, that's hilarious. But I wonder if there's like some embedded Uncle Ben nonsense in that, where it's like great power comes great responsibility, where it's like if you are a good guy, they purposely nerf your powers, and if you're a bad guy, they just give you this crazy amount of power because you're evil and who cares?
I'm sure it's on.
Well, I mean, when you're
TV
good, you have to
Yeah.
play to a certain set of rules of combat.
Yeah, and then like that always, whenever I see like good guys always like doing like the honorable thing in a fight or whatever, I'm always reminded of that one quote.
You're
I
always
think
like,
it's-
you fucking wuss.
No, like no, but I think it's a Sun Tzu quote where he's just like, stand among the dead and ask them if honor matters, or something like that. And it's like you do what you have
That's
to
a
do to
quote
win.
That's a quote from Javik from Mass Effect.
That's Ninja
No.
Turtles.
Javik from Mass Effect got it from Sun Tzu, I believe. Like it's an actual old like Chinese
Oh,
quote.
I guess that would make sense.
No, it is. It honestly is. I just can't remember the exact thing at the moment. But it's like
No, you're thinking of Liquid Swords by Jizza. You don't know that Wu-Tang style. It's actually a sword style. The Wu-Tang. Anyhow. See, you can still bring some energy even if you don't care what people are talking about.
yeah, you're absolutely right.
And Dean's a good example. He never gives a shit about what we're talking about.
That's
True.
fair. That's fair. Whoever said that.
Our last
It's a Troy.
All right, nice to meet you, Troy.
But yeah, it's like, well, why not give this good guy like unlimited power and just let him be a good guy? Why can that not be a thing? Why does every good guy have to have a kryptonite or a weakness or some kind of nerfing?
I
thing
believe
in
that's
And now we get Homelander,
him? Yeah,
the hero, and the other.
absolute power corrupts absolutely.
And the Vulturites.
D.
Yes,
D,
there's a
you
bad
know,
voice. Yes.
you know that Homelander and Omni-Man are supposed to be the bad guys, right? I
Depends
don't
on the
want
point of
to. I don't.
like to their people, right? Because they're
right.
hero, because they're heroes to us.
No,
Like, they're
they're
villains and they're
real.
Yeah, like I mean,
No,
so,
they're
didn't
real
he-
bad, though.
Didn't he like they try to get like
Homelander's from
manipulated
Earth.
by that woman, that corporate woman, and then wasn't these other
Uh-huh.
bad guys like this
Yeah.
this racist woman
He-
trying to manipulate
He
him?
kills.
He's the
he kills a
victim here.
baby.
I'm
He kills
pretty
a
sure he's the
baby
victim here, though.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of people are
Uh-huh.
messing with his
Right.
head.
He
and I
dates
think
a
he's
Nazi.
poor child that was abducted as a
He-
child. as a
Yeah, but that a
child.
check from
Uh-huh.
Jeff Bezos in your pocket?
You can't have that jaw and
Yeah,
not be a good guy.
And yeah, I mean, and he's doing everything he can. Everyone's
Yeah,
gonna
what-
make some mistakes along the way. Okay.
What about
Yeah,
when
come
he
on,
dates
but
a
listen,
Nazi, though?
He is protecting our country, and
Uh-huh,
we need
uh-huh.
to respect our troops.
Okay. I think we should just move on to the next episode. I
Is
think
this
that.
still, is this still Toy?
Yeah.
Is that you,
Yeah,
Troy?
it
Okay,
is.
Toy.
Yeah, it's
Am I
Troy
saying that right?
actually. It's
Roy,
with an R.
got it.
There's an
and
R.
that makes more sense.
No,
I heard Toy. I don't know why. It's clearly Roy. Roy's a boy's name.
okay.
Right.
Uh-huh.
I understand.
Like Siegfried. and
Yes,
Roy.
yes. That's exactly what I was thinking Roy Rogers actually, but
Oh,
both. Yeah.
Roy
yeah,
Rogers. That was the fast
yeah.
food chain where your
Have you
fries
guys
came in a gun
seen
holster, right?
A Roy Rogers.
I have. My mother used to work at a Roy Rogers way back when in the 80s or 90s.
Did she know Mr. Rogers?
She knew a Mr. Rogers. I don't know if it was
Steve
the-
Rogers?
Because that's the inspiration for Die Hard.
All right, we're moving on. So, episode 7, What If Thor Were an Only Child? Chris skipped this one. I skipped this one. I'm going to read
I
the
didn't
plot.
skip it. I didn't have time to watch it.
I'm going to read the plot and let the other two discuss. So, after defeating the Frost Giants in battle, Odin discovers the abandoned infant Loki and returns him to his father, Laufey. Years later, Odin's son Thor becomes a boisterous, party-loving prince. Who'd have thought? While Odin sleeps and Frigga is away, Thor travels to Earth to host a gigantic party, inviting aliens from all over the galaxy. His arrival attracts the attention of Jane Foster and Darcy Lewis, who end up joining the party. Acting S.H.I.E.L.D. director Maria Hill, wishing to end the destruction caused by Thor's antics, summons Carol Danvers to Earth. Danvers confronts Thor, but is ultimately defeated. Lewis suggests Danvers fight Thor in a less populated area where she can safely use her full power. To avoid this, Foster contacts Frigga with Heimdall's help. Hill readies a nuclear strike while Danvers and Thor begin to battle again. Frigga interrupts and announces her imminent arrival. Frightened by this, Thor and the alien partygoers clean up the mess. Frigga arrives to see Thor studying. Foster prompts Thor to ask her out on a date. Suddenly, an army of drones led by Ultron in Vision's body and wielding all 6 Infinity Stones appears. The end.
You skipped over the part where
That is the official plot summary.
Howard the Duck and Darcy Lewis get married
What?
in Vegas.
By Elvis.
And
by
I
Elvis.
100% need them now to remake Howard the Duck starring Matt Dennings and Seth Rogen as Howard the Duck.
I will watch the
You mean
shit
Seth
out
Green?
of that.
We could redeem that movie, guys. Have you guys seen Howard the Duck?
What do you mean? What do you mean redeem?
No.
Troy, have you seen it?
I've seen it.
Oh my!
I've seen it.
Yeah, I'm so impressed sometimes with your
Wasn't that Seth
ability to-
Green, not Seth Rogen?
What did I? Oh, did I? Yeah.
Yeah.
It is Seth Green.
Seth
yeah.
Green, Greenie.
Mr. Robot Chicken, not Mr. Weed. and-
Excuse me,
Party.
it's Mr. Wolf guy from Buffy. Shoot.
I know the character. I've seen
Dang
him
it.
before.
Oz. Daniel Osborne.
Oz.
I know him
Osborne.
as the son of
He was
Doctor
trying to
Evil.
call in.
I know him as the son of Peter Griffin. Also true.
Okay. Anyway,
I
So-
know him as Joker from Mass Effect.
That too.
so
He's got a huge dong, you know.
I hope so.
Canonically, Peter's son has a bigger dong than.
Oh, I thought you meant canonically Seth Green has a huge dick, and I was like,
Probably.
that's
Well, he-
canon?
that-
you know, in the
hope
canon
so.
of
Seth
reality,
Green's huge dong is canon.
Oh, okay.
The height went somewhere.
What do you think Wikipedia is?
so
it's
so
actually just
you were
reality,
saying.
right?
So you were saying that you were impressed by my ability to watch get through horrible fucking garbage.
Just that's not a movie that should have. That's a movie that like you had to live in a certain era for that to be like a viable thing that you brought into your house. Like understand that like I don't know I tried. There's a whole story behind it, but like
Here's a problem. When I saw it, it was like on TV. Like it was like on some channel, which
guess
is
that makes
amazing that
sense.
anybody would be like, yeah, let's slot it into this part
must
of
have had, like,
this
lots of
channel
cable.
right now.
so
Yeah.
like you know. It was like right before Skinamax started, like at
Wait.
night when they were like Cinemax for like a couple
wait.
hours.
Howard
and
the
they
Duck
just
was
gave
on
up the ghost at
Skinamax?
9 o'clock and became Skinamax. What's that?
Howard the Duck was on Skinamax?
I'm making
oh,
it.
what?
Oh, actually, if you
He
see
should
this movie,
be.
it's a this is the whole thing. It's a horny movie that doesn't.
It starts with duck tits. The first,
It
like
is
one of the first
really-
scenes
Duck
in the movie has
tits?
duck
Yes.
tits. Yeah, duck tits
Yeah,
are in
you
the
should
movie.
just- online, you can just watch the opening or some shit. Is where he's in Duck World.
If you watch the first
he gets
15 minutes of Howard the Duck, that's probably enough.
yeah, they
When I woke up this morning, I was not expecting to hear the word duck tits.
Duck tits. Ooh.
Every day they're out there
and making duck tits.
Duck tits.
Woo.
Woo. Anyway.
So, anyway.
Here in Duck Tits.
So, having not seen it, I will say this Ultron in Vision's body with all 6 Infinity Stones sounds pretty fucking badass. Not gonna lie.
So where does this? You're talking about Ultravision a lot, D. Where is there like a connecting thread to this one and all the other stuff, or am I missing something?
So no, just relating it to promotional material. Really, there's
Okay.
like a big image of like what looks like some kind of Ultra Vision character. So it looks, and there's a couple of the promos have shown some action of that, and there's like a bunch of stuff you could probably put together. I haven't looked too deeply into it because I still want to be surprised. But yeah, clearly like
Sure.
the Thanos of this bitch is Ultra Vision, is kind of what it looks like they're doing. And now where I think we've finally seen is like you've seen kind of like the spectrum of what if world of Uatu's visions of this, and it seems like what we saw today or in this the latest episode at the end is that like literally it ends with like a classic him saying and everything ended happily ever after, and then he's like, wait, what? Because the happy ending kind of hasn't been the MMO of this. They've literally ended with like zombie Thanos has the Infinity Stones. You know, what's his name's Doctor Strange's world is
Even
literally
the
gone.
Star-Lord T'Challa was like it was like pretty much it was an all happy episode, and then they were like also the
And then
world
Ego shows up and the world gets destroyed.
Right. So it
Yeah.
seems like after the Doctor Strange one, which is when the first time that kind of a character sees Uatu and interacts with him. After that, you see Uatu kind of getting closer and closer, and he's just kind of looking at this, and he's seeing like a couple more like tragic endings. And now he kind of finally maybe he looks around for a while before he finds kind of a happy story, and at the end of it, something that he didn't or couldn't see, which is strange enough, right? Which is like dangerous enough that he couldn't see something happening. Which, you know, obviously a being that has all 6 Infinity Stones and is already Ultron / Vision is a pretty impressive figure. That's probably God level, like Uatu. Anyway, so you're and he's just like, wait, what? Like the first time we've seen him like completely taken off guard by something. So as soon as so clearly he's like maybe trying to see happier worlds, and now they've been infringed upon, and we're kind of seeing some of the limits, and I think we're seeing a reason why he may stop watching and interfere in some way. And I think the way that he would clearly do that is by not directly interfering, but like maybe pulling some dead universe characters or characters whose universes are ending in some way and pulling them out to kind of schedule some type of avenging or revengers situation.
His scheduling makes it sound like he's just like, okay, so
Yeah.
so does Friday work for you? Like 3:00?
Right.
No, it
Just
doesn't work
trying
for
to-
you.
Just trying to get a D&D session together.
I mean, they. I like that Uatu and the Watchers are all kind of, I guess, modeled after kind of like Roman toga wearing philosopher, like Greek philosophers and shit. Like they're just like clearly guys who just constantly talk about shit and literally do nothing. They're just senators essentially, like old school senators. Anywho, so I thought this was intriguing. I did, beyond honestly though, the episode I thought was fun.
Yeah.
You know,
It's just that the meat of it felt like it was like, what if Thor had a party, Captain Marvel fought him,
Yeah.
and Captain Marvel was a little bit stronger than
I
Thor.
think one of the fun parts for Marvel fans is going to be stuff that like you would have liked if you were watching this, and you think of like this as a DC film where you're seeing it and you're like, okay, well, what if Captain Marvel and Thor fight? Like, who wins? We get to see that, right?
Sure.
We get to see kind of Black Panther versus Killmonger. How does he take him down? We get to see, like, if that was a moment where it was Batman versus Superman for the 80th time, people would be sucking their dicks and be like, oh, look at how he took him out with a sonic blaster. That's so smart. Oh. And, like, you know, people like, look how the Flash used his power to win again. Wow, so cool. I love alternate versions of these characters. It's
People,
the same thing.
all right.
They've been doing
I need to vent about the Flash. I like the Flash.
Yeah.
But people really like
He really loved the Flash.
people really jump all over like, oh, Superman's overpowered. He just wins every fight. The Flash is fucking bullshit. The Flash can just like run back in time.
Yeah.
He can like run between realities.
Mm-hmm.
How's nobody complaining about the fucking Flash? How has nobody complained about the Flash
have
yet?
you watched the Flash material?
I watched the first 3 seasons of Flash.
Okay, so I don't know. I thought they did a good job of constantly showing, like, that series did a pretty good job of kind of working through the Flash. I'm not here to promote Flash.
Right.
Fuck that. I'm saying that like DC animation.
Yeah,
gets
that
away
universe
with
has
kinda
Jason
doing,
Momoa in it.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that. Mermaid.
No, not the
Man,
TV shows.
Motherfucker.
Mermaid Man.
Fish fucker.
That was Ernest Borgnine. Thank you very much.
Fucking porpoise fucker.
Does he fuck porpoises? You know what? Let's just say he does.
He does now. He does now.
He fucks
fucks
Shamu.
Shamu?
Blowhole.
Jesus.
Well, his grandson, I assume.
Sham on you. Am I right?
Yes. Yes. I
you.
like it.
Thank you.
I
You
approve.
clever
Thank you.
bitch.
Clever dog.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's the extent of my my what's
Thank you for your contribution.
my
Your power
contribution to
levels.
this episode. Yes.
Shamu.
Oh, shmoo on you.
Okay.
All right,
Clearly, we
D,
have been
Tom, do you
bereft
have
of
anything
content.
more to say
Is
on
there...
episode 7?
Guys.
Yeah. What I want to say is, what are we gonna do? What's next?
What's next? I don't know, but I would like to wrap this up with a new segment. I'm going to start today.
Okay.
What sort of media are you guys reading, watching, or playing at the moment, guys? Let's start with you, D, since you're the first one in the studio and you have top billing today. What's something you've been into lately on your mind?
Well, I've been going back to work, so it's
Work
kind of
sucks.
Yeah, entertainment-wise.
Yeah.
I mean, we did Why the Last Man, but I mean, I don't know. It's bad because there's nothing out right now. Otherwise, we'd be talking about it.
Chris, reading, watching, playing anything specific?
Wait, forget that. No, Ted Lasso.
Ted
Screw
Lasso,
that. Ted
of
Lasso
course.
is the shit. Ted Lasso is the bomb. You should all watch Ted Lasso. You should write in and tell us to cover it.
Okay.
Absolutely. We're bomb shit about Ted Lasso. Everyone in my family has costumes for this Halloween to do
Adorable.
a Tom Lasso or a Ted Lasso.
Tom Lasso.
Makes a
Ted
bunch of
Lasso.
all
Tommy
accounts.
Lasso. A Ted Lasso bar crawl because actually, like, Premier League soccer is actually a big day that day. And so we're gonna, and since the show revolves around that, we're gonna all be in the costumes of these characters that are on the team. And
Nice.
I have my Ted Lasso jacket and mustache that I grew myself.
Oh, did you? I'm glad you grew it yourself. You didn't have help with it, like chia seeds. Chris, what are you watching? What are you playing? What are you reading?
So my girlfriend and I have been going through watching a lot of the old classic Disney cartoons.
Yeah.
So Lady and the Tramp, just yesterday, not classic, but we just wanted something to chill out with. So we watched Cars 3, which is okay.
Cars 3.
It's
is
actually okay?
What a
Yeah.
review.
Is that the one
It's
with
not
like
Cars
that
2.
just has like a car accident, like a slow motion car accident as it's
Yeah,
promo,
yeah. The
and it's just, like,
trailer
super
is
dark,
Lightning
and you're
McQueen
like, what the
fucking
fuck,
dying.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they imply like Lightning McQueen dies or
And
something.
everyone was like, "Is Owen Wilson dead?"
Well, you didn't see the extra scene. Chris can tell us all about it, where Mater actually shoots up heroin.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's real dark. After his death, it all kind of goes downhill from
Is that
there.
the only thing keeping Larry the Cable Guy's career alive right now?
I don't know.
He
I
still
don't
does
know.
those commercials for like Prilosec.
Did you know he was in a
Drop
sequel
Blue
for
Chew.
Jung? Do you know he was in a sequel for Jingle All the Way? He was in a Jingle All the Way
I did know
too.
that. Yeah, I did know that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Danny watches that movie all the time.
Yeah.
Jingle All the Way 2?
Wait, not Jingle All the Way
Or
2.
just the
no,
first
I
one?
was thinking of something else. I was thinking of the Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg movie where John Lithgow is their one father and
Is that
Mel Gibson is the other father. And it's something like
Daddy's
Jingle All the Way.
Home or
Daddy's
something?
Home. It is like a Christmas movie, and yeah, it's ridiculous. Anyway, I thought it was that.
That sounds ridiculous.
Jeff, to finish off your question, I've also been playing through the Division 2 again because watching Why the Last Man made me, crave a
Craven Apocalypse.
apocalypse that isn't, good.
Yeah, you gotta like that next episode is so good.
Yeah.
By the way, the fourth episode was
So
the best,
dope.
right? It was the best one of the series. I hope you're always bereft of it, Chris.
Troy, quick plug. What are you playing, reading, or watching right now?
I actually have a shocker for everybody. I've been doing a lot
Put
of,
your
or
hands down.
will be doing a whole lot of fucking anime shit. I've been playing too much Guilty Gear. If you don't
my
know what Guilty
God.
Gear is, it's a fighting game that I've been playing nonstop. I haven't touched the story mode because I've heard it is fucking insufferable to sit.
I
Not
regret
not
this.
bad, but
Troy, speaking of fighting
yeah?
games, have you been in any fighting game tournaments?
oh, actually, Chris, I was
Maybe
I
a
was
Ren
actually
Fair?
a part of 2 Mortal Kombat tournaments. No, not yet. And then number 2, I haven't watched it yet, but I am excited to watch through Star Wars Visions, which
Yes, I'm also
doesn't
excited
sound
to
like
do
a thing. Which doesn't sound like a thing that D's for. So I'm
I hope
kind of
Ultra
excited
Vision
to watch it
fucking
not
ruins
for
it.
the podcast.
I hope Ultra Vision ruins that Star Wars animated show for you.
That
I
sounds
hope-
awesome.
I hope they cross over and just ruin both universes immediately.
I just finished The Witcher 3 for the very first time, and it was amazing. Everybody should
Nice.
play it.
Did you play the DLCs?
Not yet. Starting them up tomorrow. Pretty
Nice.
excited. Anyway, nice plug for what we're doing right now.
I like this
Next,
segment.
I don't know what we're going to do next, but we're going to talk about that off air because it's boring. So, thank you all for listening to this awesome episode of the podcast. If you like what you heard, please, please, please leave us a nice review. Give us a comment on the YouTube video that you're watching or listening to. And subscribe to us on any platform where you can subscribe because we value
And
you.
make sure to write hate notes.
Yeah, write hate notes. If you're...
And God bless me, everyone.
God bless me, everyone. I'd like to thank my co-host for joining me, Top Billing D. Thank you
You're
so much.
welcome.
Top D. Chris, thanks for being here.
Always happy to be here every week.
Yeah.
And is that everybody? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, you're missing
Troy.
Tom, last time caller.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks
Yeah,
for joining us
yeah,
today,
no.
Troy. That was very nice of you.
Yeah.
Will you be here next week?
I don't
think
know,
we can take all of
Chris.
Roy's time.
Yeah, I'm a busy man, so I'll try my best, but I don't know.
Well, don't go out of your way.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah,
We wouldn't want
yeah.
you to do that.
I mean, 100% don't do that.
Yeah. So, thank you all again for listening. Please have a great day. We'll see you soon. Goodbye.